Now, in this next video, you will see how much we are taking effort not to hit civilians. You know, mistakes happened, but look at here. Let's see.
האתגר הוא לגרום לקריסה מדויקת עם כמה שפחות חומרי נפץ וגם להקטין, אגב כך, את הנזק ההיקפי והסכנה לאזרחים. ניר דבורי עם כתבה.
רב קומות בלב העיר עזה, מגדל בן 17 קומות שאת משרדיו מאיישים אנשי חמאס, מגדל תקשורת וממשל.
This is a tall building of communication and governing of the Hamas. And now they will explain how you will see what it takes to what action needed, how Israel is taking care of it. And because, you know, Israel has the power, if they want to, you know, to obliterate the Gaza Strip in one day. But they don't do it because there are 2 million people there. They don't want to hurt innocent people, not like the Hamas that is targeting missiles, primitive missiles, and they don't care. Of course, they are not killing much people because we have the Iron Dome. If we didn't have the Iron Dome also plays for their benefit, because if we didn't have the Iron Dome and they would begin to do damage, then Israel would flatten a big part of Gaza, because so the fact that we have the Iron Dome, it's not only good for us, it's also good for them, because they cannot do too much destruction to Israel. So look here.
מכאן ניהלו אנשי הארגון את פעילותם המבצעית והשלטונית. חיל האוויר הפיל ומוטט אותו. פגיעה כזו היא לא רק סמלית, אבל איך זה קורה? רב קומות בלב העיר עזה.
So now they show how do you take down a rather, let's say, from the point of view of in Gaza, that is called a tall building, 17 stories. How do they take such a building down without causing innocent people to be hurt or killed? Let's see. It's something that takes 2 hours. In the first, there is observation through a special special drone of the army.
אחרי מי שמסתובב באזור, ואז ירי פצצונות על הגג, לסמן ולהטריע שהבניין עומד ליפול. אחר כך שב"כ יעשה שיחות אזהרה בטלפון לתושבי הבניין.
After that, they will send about 2 small rockets to the roof of the building with a very with almost non-explosive substance, maybe a very symbolic dose. It's called like a knock on the door, so the people will know what is going to happen. Then the general the general security forces of Israel, they will make phone calls to the people that that are in the building. And then those the special drone or 2 drones, they will make sure by watching, filming, that all the people are gone from the building.
הם סוגרים את פינת הרחוב גם כן בהטלת פצצונות, בעצם מבודדים את המרחב. כך אף אחד לא ייכנס לאזור. כל הזמן הזה המל"טים מתצפתים שאין שינוי, ואז, ורק אז, מגיעה רביעית.
Now, those airplanes, small airplanes without people, they will also shoot some small rockets to the corners of right from one side of the building to the other side of the building. So that will also symbolize the people in that area that they already know it from years before, that they have to stay away from this line and over, and then fourth jets of the Israeli Air Force
יד מטוסי קרב ותוקפת בו זמנית משתי זוויות שונות.
and they attack the building from two different angles with rockets to the base of the building.
משגרים פצצות כבדות ליסודות המבנה.
They are sending heavy bombs to the base of the building.
אפשר לראות את עוצמת הפיצוצים.
You can see the power of the explosion.
וכך זה תוכנן כדי לא לפגוע בבניינים סמוכים וביושביהם. וזו כבר הפלה של נל"ט מתאבד.
And the building, they collapse inside of them more or less, so they won't hurt, they won't damage the buildings surround them. Well, as much as possible, but this is a very, very special operation, even taking down buildings which are different buildings that are also used in many ways like flats or government buildings that are the governing symbols of the Hamas. I want to see what army in the world will go through such an action, such a complex action to take a building down of an enemy. And let me put it now this, just a second. So this is just an example, but now for the last few hours there are also reporters that say that the Israeli forces are doing, took it a step above another step up, and they are doing like a blitz, some kind of a blitz on the Gaza Strip, especially targeting power places of the Hamas and the Islamic Jihad, and they are doing it with heavy artillery from the border of Israel, or maybe going a little inside after the border, from the sea in front of the Gaza Strip, and from the air, because they want to preserve what I call the word before, the power, because there was no, like, for a few years, like they began not to fear, because I said we neglected it, and especially in the last 2 years we neglected it because of all the political issues here in Israel, which is also a complex situation. And it's a very complex situation now with the Arabs and the Israelis that were living, citizens of Israel, Arabs, that were living like more or less okay for many, 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 many years. And now, like, it's from different political and religious causes, like someone ignited a match on a big fire, and there are riots in some cities, but now they recruit special forces of the military police, and well, it will take some time. It will take another short time to build the relationship and all the trust and living together in harmony, because the Palestinians that the Arab that live in Israel, they are like 1.5 million, 1.7 million, and the Israelis are like almost like 6 million or 6 and something. So it's not something like this never happened, so many things together, but it's a matter of also the government they didn't govern so well and so as they should be, because of all kinds of politicals, in the last 2 years, 4 times elections, and still there is no real result. But hopefully now things from all these explosions will be better. But what they want now is that when the leaders of the Hamas, the big leaders, will come out from underground and they will see the situation, they will say to themselves that maybe they shouldn't have started what they started. That is the goal. And Israel wants to put a new equation on the face of the reality. There is no more playing, and there won't be any more what happened, that every time that the Hamas decides to destruct life for an area, from people that living in an area, in specific areas, or now even in more deep in Israel, this equation won't be anymore like a easy answer or easy attack. No, Hamas, they will know now that this is the thing that they're doing now, that everything, if they will try, it will be answered very heavy, very severe, very strong, and they will have very much to lose. So this is the situation. And also inside of Israel, also the situation, let's hope that in the next few weeks it will be a lot better. It's specific in those cities that they are Arabs and Israelis live together, and things like this never happened in such a level, in such a force. Bye for now.